I'm a big fan of that win. I am a huge fan of that win. That is a good, solid W. What is going on, everyone? The Philadelphia Phillies beat the Pittsburgh Pirates in Pittsburgh 6-1. They are now 51-47. This was a solid victory. Now, the Phillies offense got going. They had an explosive day, 15 total hits. There were opportunities to score a bunch more runs. There were opportunities with bases loaded where we didn't execute to my liking, but they stayed with it. They continued to battle, and they won the baseball game. That is the most important thing. So let's start this off. Early in the game, speaking of bases loaded, we had bases loaded. Scott Kingery gets aboard. Bryce Harper gets going. Rhys Hoskins with a walk. JT Realmuto up with bases juiced. I'm thrilled at this point. I'm pumped up. I'm thinking the Phillies are going to get on the board first and explode. And this is something that I mentioned that we did in the last game against the Dodgers. We got on board early. We had Scott Kingery get on. He had a double, and we ended up knocking him in eventually. That's what I was pumped about. We didn't get any on board. We didn't score any runs. JT ends up getting out, and Cesar Hernandez flies out. I was kind of pissed, I'll be honest with you. Because in the second inning, we're down 1-0. Really? Really? How do we not produce any runs? How do we not get anyone across home plate? I was pissed off at that point, thinking this could bite us. Thinking this could bite us in the ass. Continuing down. 5th inning. Adam Haseley with another home run? Are you serious? Ties up the baseball game. He's had tremendous pop off of his bat lately. He also had a fantastic defensive play in this game out from left field with the cannon to second base to get a guy trying to go to second. Outstanding baseball game out of Adam Haseley and continues to keep it hot offensively. Ties the baseball game up 1-1. Now in the 6th, we had to get out of a bases-juiced jam. Jake Arrieta put Nicasio in a tough situation. And Nicasio comes through. He gets out of it. Come on, baby. Let's go. Now, speaking of Jake Arrieta's night, he goes 5 2/3, allowed 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 Ks, and 87 pitches. It's so hard for me to critique Jake Arrieta because he's going through this bone spur situation. You really don't know what you're going to get every single time out there. At the same time, though, if you're going to perform, if you're going to go out there, if you're going to take the mound, I expect you to be somewhat decent, but it's hard. It really is. It's hard to evaluate him because of the fact that you know he's going through an injury and he's battling it out. But I'll take this outing. The bullpen stepped up today and was good. But Nicasio came in a hot moment with a lot of pressure, and he was able to get out of it. That's fantastic work. 7th inning, Bryce Harper, 1st and 3rd. Guess what he does with the runner on scoring position? He gets the job done. He knocks him in. We're up 2-1. Are you even surprised? His batting average is now .260. Unreal. I mean, really, unreal what this guy has done when there's men in scoring position. But JT Realmuto with bases juiced again, unable to get the job done in the 7th. It's funny because JT Realmuto was 3 for 5, which is a phenomenal day at the plate. But the 2 times he didn't hit, it was in the 1st inning and it was in the 7th inning when the bases were juiced and I was looking for more runs to go up on the board. Because at this point, it's only 2-1. So I was looking for someone to break the game open. I was looking for someone to really execute in a big-time moment to kind of open up the game. We weren't able to. In the 8th, what do you know? Bases loaded again. And Jean Segura, this is the moment of the game here. Jean Segura works a 13-pitch at-bat. He's 0 for 4 at the time. And he hustles his ass off and beats out a ground ball to first base. He hustled. And if you remember, Jean Segura was on the hot seat because he wasn't hustling. He wasn't working hard out of the box. We wanted Gabe Kapler to sit him. That was the hardest I've seen him run. On a ground ball to the right side, to the first baseman, where he had to flip it to the pitcher running to first base. Outstanding, really. I mean, that is a tone setter. That is someone realizing and understanding the situation that has occurred throughout this season so far. Understanding that Gabe Kapler has been under some heat. Understanding that he has been under heat. Cesar has been under heat. Franco has been under heat for not working hard, for not busting it out of the box. That is a veteran player understanding what the duties are. That is a leader of a baseball team, a more of a veteran guy listening and understanding and getting the job done. Now, hopefully, down the road, he doesn't go back into the non-hustle thing to make me sound like I don't know what I'm talking about here. But in this moment, he found a way to execute what this ball club has been preaching internally over the last few weeks. And I love that. That was a big-time moment from a veteran guy showing out on the field that we are going to hustle. Someone who hasn't hustled in the past, it's almost as if the flip switched in his head. And that's a big sign, in my opinion. And now the score is 3-1. Now, Bryce Harper was up with the bases loaded as well in that inning, and knowing how hot he's been with runners in scoring position, it was almost inevitable to me that he was going to be able to knock 2 more runs in, maybe 3 if we're lucky. But no, we got out of that inning with only the 1 run. So 3-1. 3 opportunities with bases loaded. Was it to my liking, how we executed it? No, not really. But they stayed true. They fought. And what's crazy is actually Cole Irvin came in the 8th inning. Now, I was shook when I saw him go out there. Cole Irvin, really? This is what we're going with? He shut the door down. Wow. I was impressed. Will I live and die with Cole Irvin coming in late in the games throughout the rest of the year? No. But he was able to get it done there. In the 9th, we tack on 3 runs. Franco, Cesar comes in and scores, and Adam Haseley with a double. So we kind of gave us some breathing room there late to take the 6-1 lead. And Cole Irvin finished the day. So speaking of the bullpen, Nicasio, Alvarez, and Irvin did a fantastic job coming in to help out Jake Arrieta after his 5 2/3. Let's talk about the offense. So 15 total hits. Scott Kingery, 2 for 4 and 2 walks. He is adjusting. He's adjusting to the first spot in the lineup. He's adjusting to his approach to the plate. He's very aggressive and selective in hitting the pitches he wants, but he's doing such a better job at working the counts and working the strike zone to find ways to walk. Scott Kingery has been so impressive to me. It's unbelievable. Bryce Harper, 2 for 5, and like I said, he is now hitting .260. Unbelievable. I'm looking for a big second half out of him. JT, 3 for 5. Cesar, 2 for 5. Haseley, 2 for 5. And you got 2 pinch hits today. Brad Miller was 1 for 1. And Nick Williams was 1 for 1. How about it? So you had 2 pinch hits coming off the bench. Everyone provided a little something today. The Pirates' bullpen was abysmal. You know, Rodriguez, Crick, Holmes, they came in and they couldn't even come relatively close to helping out their ball club. Now, the Pirates are, not this fantastic team. One thing that I like to take away from this game, if we were playing another team, if we were playing a team of a higher caliber, would those bases loaded opportunities that we didn't really knock out of the park there, and not literally, but I'm just saying when it comes to producing runs, would that have came back to bite us more? Did we get lucky because this was the Pittsburgh Pirates? It's possible. But at the same time, take it for what it is. You got the win. You move on. And I know that all the players understand that they need to execute there. They have to knock in runs. They need to blow games open in those chances. I know the players think that. But like I said, at the end of the day, you have 15 total hits and you win the baseball game. Lastly, the Phillies pick up Drew Smyly. He's a lefty starter. He had a decent career until he got injured, and now it's kind of a dumpster fire. Low risk, high reward. I understand why they're attacking it and trying it out. It doesn't kill you financially. Right now, it's been such an abysmal wreck there with the starting pitching. It's worth a shot. You also have Nick Pivetta, though, because Nick Pivetta is going to the bullpen over Vin Velasquez, and, he's not happy about it. He's not happy about it. So he's given, I wouldn't say major attitude, but you can tell he isn't thrilled, but he said he'll do whatever it is to help the team. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Drew Smyly apparently will be getting the nod on Sunday's game against the Pirates. I don't have high expectations for the guy. He was good before injury, but now there's a reason why he's flirting around all these baseball squads, and he's bouncing around. And he has like an 8 ERA. So, worth the shot, though, because it's been so bad with what we have. So, whatever, I expect them to attack other pieces as well. So, with that being said, 51-47, the team has seemed to, I wouldn't go full throttle, turn the page to this elite baseball team, but it seems like they're finding a little bit of some better baseball. They're finding themselves more. The offense seems to be going a little bit. There's a different feel, a different vibe with the baseball club when they're going to the ballpark. And from a fan's perspective, watching them, there is something different right now. And let's see if we can continue it. I'm focused on myself. I know I look at the standings every day. I see what the Braves did. I see what the Nats did. I'm looking at the Brewers. I'm looking at the Cardinals. But at the end of the day, we can only control what we can control right now, and that's ourselves. I need to see this team get on the right path here, follow a nice path, and I think we are starting to roll a little bit, and let's see if we can continue it into tomorrow's game. The Pirates aren't that good. It's always hard to demand sweeps, especially on the road, but that would be really nice, and the next step for that is winning tomorrow night's baseball game. So let's see how this team responds. Can they find a way to stay hot with that offense? I like the lineup we went with today. I'm a fan of the lineup. This is something we can work with. I think there's a lot of sense into this. There's one thing that has been thrown out there because Bryce Harper has been so fantastic with runners in scoring position and Rhys Hoskins is walking at this insane clip. Do you switch the two? Do you put Rhys Hoskins at 3 and put Bryce at 4? It's just something that I thought would be interesting. Or do you not want to tamper with that? Bryce seems to be in rhythm there in the third spot. It's interesting. I would look into it. Maybe try it out. Because Rhys is walking insanely. And that's good. But that just puts another man on for Bryce. And if another man gets on before Rhys, now we're talking runners in scoring position for Bryce Harper. Let me know what you think all around about this baseball game. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I will see you next time.